1. Welcome everybody to another episode of your Potluck podcast. And this is your butt hurt disclaimer. Parental and or sponsor advisory. Our goal is to offer a recovery-based podcast with a twist of humor. The expressions and opinions voiced here are those of the individual speaker and are not of the collective. Our primary purpose is to carry the message and to help others to achieve sobriety. We don't feel the need to be original, but we certainly don't want to be extra crispy. What up, yo?
What up, though?
What up?
Well, since we got that out of the way, how was everyone's week? Welcome back, Miss Bree.
Yeah.
Thank you for having
Welcome
me
back, Anthony.
Absolutely. Welcome back, Sean.
Oh. Glad to be back.
Facts. Looking forward to it. As usual, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So any pressing material in the past 6 days? Because we're a day ahead of schedule.
We are. Yeah.
This is Saturday, March the 7th.
I mean, I don't know. I had a pretty good week, I guess. I mean, again, I don't know. Like, I feel like every time I come on the show, like I've been laid off. You know what I mean? Like that kind of sucks for real. But I was chatting about this yesterday. Like, I don't stress about it. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the money situation, like it sucks. You know what I mean? I'm not where I would like to be. You know what I mean? But that's something I've really been praying about. Like, and not for money. I don't pray like, please give me money. No, but just to.
I feel like if I pray for money, I'm gonna get funny money.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, and
my money's funny enough.
Yeah, and so like when I pray about it, like just for a way, just pray for a way that like, you know, something happens, whether it be like I said before, I prayed because my car payment was due, and like all these things I was behind, and like so just in that situation it was crazy. Like I had been in the office at the place where I got my car like 2 weeks before that, and the GM said that they couldn't do a contract modification where they could push my payment date back. And like I didn't even know that it was literally the same day I went in there, they had got a new GM that day. Like that day, you know what I mean? And that's why I said like I just pray for a way from God, like just please help me. Just something's got to give, you know what I mean? Show me the way. And like I get there, and the new GM is like, yeah, we can do a contract modification for you, and like pushed it back a month, you know. But like there's just situations like that. Like it's got to be something higher than me. Like I said, 2 weeks before that, there was like, no, we can't do that for you. You know what I mean? You gotta make the payment. You gotta do this, and then like that day, come in and he's like, yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? So like it's just like that. Like, so I've been praying about it. I've also put the footwork in. I've also been putting applications in other places too, just because like even if it's just like a part-time job until I get to go back to work, like I gotta have something. I gotta do something, because just me just sitting around doing nothing is not paying the bills. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I'm not really stressed about it. I care, but there's not too much I can do except for put applications in and keep calling, making phone calls, and you know, I'm reluctant to volunteer to work for them, like to go back to work, and the reason being is because like I've noticed that even with like some of the other people that I talk to, that they call like, hey, can you come to work? Like they'll come to work, they'll work for like 2 hours, and they'll send them home. I'm not wasting my gas to come to work for you to send me home at 6 o'clock.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you want me to come into work, I will work, but don't send me home at 6. You know what I mean? It's just, you just wasted my time and wasted my gas. You know what I mean?
See, a lot of places got a mandatory.
Yeah.
Like if you come in and they send you home, then they pay you for
a full time,
like
you know,
for a minimal 4 hours or
right,
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't even know many companies that do that anymore.
Yeah. Like so the last time I volunteered, I went in. I was literally there for like 45 minutes, and they sent me home. I literally got paid for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? And that's why, like, I'm not. You're just wasting my time.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
It costs me more to come to work.
Yeah, facts. And you know, I was talking to you, you know, not too long ago. Like, I'm reluctant to leave. You know what I mean? Because, like, oh shit. 3 days from now, I've been there a year. 3 days from now, I get a 40 hour paid vacation. I could take any time I want to. It don't have to be one whole solid week. It can just be individuals, like just certain days. Like, my 401k's already started, so I'm not really very worried about that. But like all the benefits that come from being there, you know, for a year are about to kick in. You know what I mean? I worked hard to get to that point. You know what I mean? Like I to the point where like my points, I was at a 5.9 almost, hanging on by literally the hair on my chin. You know what I'm saying? And
That's not a lot.
well, you're gonna get 6.
I was talking about the hair in your chin.
Oh yeah, it's not a lot. Yeah, but even so, it's, you know, that's holding on too. You know, but you know, I literally 6 points is all you're allowed to get. I was at like 5.9, and where my points are right now, I'm at 3. I'm almost at 2, like a little bit under 2, or a little bit over 2, and I worked hard to get to that point.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like I really like dedicated like to fix my points so I could possibly transfer to somewhere else in the plant. You know what I mean? Like I really worked hard on that, and I don't want it to be all for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if I were to leave, that's exactly what it would have been for, because I know like staying at the, like, and that's the other thing too, like the raises. Because we've been laid off so much, I know at the end of the year we're going to at least get a 53-cent raise again. I know that. They did it for us this past year, and we were only laid off a couple times. You know what I mean? So this time we've been laid off all of January and a little bit into February, and then now we're laid off again. So like I know it's going to be a decent raise. You know what I mean? Plus, when I hit the year, I get a raise. You know what I mean? So I get 2 raises no matter what it throughout the year.
Which
You know,
total, how much?
So when I get my raise on March 10th, it'll be 78 cents altogether.
Okay, see, I got such trouble with this, man. I've always had trouble with this. Like, they have trained us to appreciate a $15 an hour, a $15 increase a week.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you get $1 an hour raise. If you work 40 hours, you just got $40 more.
Yep.
Take the taxes out, take your insurance out. How much did you really get? Not nothing, bro.
Nothing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wish I had my own company. I really did.
Yeah.
I don't care if it was restaurant, bro. We're not paying servers $2.13.
No.
We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get a way better quality of work.
Yep.
You get a raise, man, you get a minimal $1 raise every time you get a raise.
Yeah.
I'm talking about upward, I mean, we're talking $5 raise.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Because when you get a raise, it's incentive to give a better product. You know what I'm saying? Then you want to go to work. Then you want to produce.
Yeah.
Then it's easier to hold people accountable. It's easier to hold myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? You give me a 50-cent raise, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you just spit in my eye.
Yep.
It's so frustrating, dude. And it is. They've just made it so acceptable in society I'm going to throw a tipper parade, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a 50-cent raise, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the monies that the companies pull in, if they're not, it's because the ones at the top that don't even do nothing, that are not responsible for anything this company produces, are the ones that reap the benefits.
Yeah.
It's so maddening.
Yeah. So like just the company that I work for alone, I think last year they brought in close to $1 billion. You know
Yeah,
what
see, I mean,
and
what people want, and I'm not advocating for anything like this, okay, but people are so amazed when we have people, I hate to even use the term, but I can't think of another, when people go postal, when people lose their shit and do this obscene stuff, you know what I'm saying? I mean, we're like, wow, what happened? Oh my God. What is from decades and decades and decades of trying to support a family, and you put all this work into these companies that reaps all the benefits. You know what I mean?
I do. And that was the other, brought me to the other thing too. Like, at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I get these raises, but if I'm not working, what is it good is gonna do to get almost $1 raise? You know what I'm saying? Like, and even more so, like I said, I just got a 53-cent raise in January 1st. All of January, I worked 4 days. I didn't even see the raise.
Yeah.
When I finally did start working again, you know what I mean? Like, I had decent checks. They were decent, you know what I mean? Because I was working them hours. But then that last week, last 2 weeks that I was at work, 31 hours, 35 hours. You know, they take child support out of my check automatically. You know what I mean? So then between me being laid off and then not getting their insurance money, they double tax me the insurance money. So now instead of paying $60 every check, it's $120. Then they take the child support, and then they take the taxes. By the time I get done, I barely got enough to pay my car payment. You know what I mean? And so it's like, at what cost, you know? And like, I know, and I'm grateful that they do take the child support. Like, at first it bothered me a little bit because it's like, damn, now how am I supposed to live? But like, I'm grateful for that. I don't have to worry about going to jail. I don't have to worry about like going backwards. I don't have to worry about being behind or any of that. Like, as long as it's automatically coming on my check, fine. But like, it almost to the point where like I have to make more than what I'm making now just to pay the bills. You know what I mean? And then it's like finding these different jobs that are gonna pay me $25 an hour. They're gonna pay you $20, $26, $27 an hour. And then again, at what cost? Because once you start making that kind of money, your taxes are increased. You know what I mean? So would I really be making more money? Wouldn't it just come back down to basically be making the same amount if I was working at the job I'm making now?
Yeah.
And then it comes also down to like, I can't even find a job that pays less than what I'm getting paid now because I won't be able to live.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all that, you know what I mean? All that. And like, the economy, the way it is especially like, because obviously I'm in the automobile industry, you know? The reason why we're not working is because Ford's not working. But there's other plants that work for Ford that they're running. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Why are we not?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, then I find out they brought first shift back, but they left us off. I'm like, the hell is that about? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, with me being in drug court, like I can't even work a first shift job unless I get it approved to them first, because, you know, all my courts first shift or during the first shift, the hours, like my appointments, like through therapy and all that's through first shift hours. You know, it's got to be in between the morning and the afternoon. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the times when you work first shift, you don't get off until 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I can go to therapy at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. They're not open. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm not really a first shift kind of person anyway. I like my second and my third shifts, but still, it's just finding another job that's going to pay me what I'm getting paid or more. Yeah. That is the thing. I just, now that I'm making what I'm making, I can't go backwards, because once I start doing that, like, then I can't live. You know what I mean? I can't support myself anymore, you know?
So, I'm going to circle back around.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've kind of shared my frustration at work, you know what I'm saying? Dissatisfaction, whatever it is. It could be simply boiled down to just not being grateful for the job.
Yeah.
It's a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, you get paid a real decent dollar amount. My insurance company pays for my insurance. There's really debate about that, because if I turn down the insurance, I get a $4 an hour raise. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, are they paying for my insurance, or are they not paying me $4 more?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I've prayed on this too, you know, like, because it is so exhausting every day to go to work. Upon awakening, when I say upon awakening, the first thought in my mind is why I'm not going to work. Mm-hmm. Okay, like, and I'm coming up with 1,000 excuses why I'm not going, and then when I get there, I'm coming up with 1,000 storylines of why I'm leaving.
Yeah.
There's something all day long, you know, okay? Yeah. And I've prayed on it, you know, guys, this is where I should be, you know, can I get a sign? make it real simple for me, remove the guesswork, I need. And a couple months back, I don't know if it's difficulty realizing whether this is God or if this is me, or if I just don't want to hear what God is saying. It said, give you 2 weeks. And I was like, I haven't even put an application in or began looking for a job. Why would I do that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? No, we're not doing that.
Right.
Like, what are you thinking? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, just a week or two ago again, it was like, put in your 2 weeks. And I'm like, again, I haven't even began looking for a job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I have nothing else lined up. What am I supposed to do? Not putting in 2 weeks. Well, if I put in 2 weeks and they're like, okay, you're free to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, but what about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like,
what about the 2 weeks?
Right. So, with that being said, do you feel like the layoffs are God's way? This is not the spot for you, bro.
Yeah, I've had that feeling, that thought anyway, cause like you're talking about like, upon awakening, it's how you felt. Like, I could be having the best day in the world, and like I pull in a fucking parking lot, and like, excuse my language again, but I pull in a parking lot, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. You know what I mean? And then the thought, like, I worked real hard to get to where I'm at. I worked real hard to get my points where I'm at. I worked real hard to do this. This is what I've been trying to get to. And then it's like, we come to work and we're not working tomorrow. And then the next day we're like, oh, we're not working next week. And then next week we're like, oh, we're not working next week. And I'm like, I feel like, yeah. Just because, like, at one point in time, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I love my job though. You know what I mean? Like, I hate being there because it's every time it's there, it's just bullshit. Like, there's something else happens, and it slows us down, or like they always compare us to first shift, and I hate being compared to another shift. And the reason why I hate being compared specifically to this shift, everyone on our shift except for a handful of people. And when I say a handful of people, there's probably like 20 of us, maybe. And
that's a big handful.
It is a big handful, but about 6 of us have been there for more than a year, or right at a year. Everyone else is brand new. Mm-hmm. Well, first shift, everyone's been there for 4 years or plus. So of course they're gonna run better than we do.
Right.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't compare us to someone who's been here for 20 years because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
You keep putting these new people on our line, and they don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean? And then, like, some of them will get trained, and like they kind of get it, but then the next day they'll train them on something else. So they don't have time to get good at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's like all of these different things play an effect, but you all don't see that. All you guys see is the fact that we're not running the way first shift runs. And that kills me.
Yeah.
It really does. Like, we all work for the same company. You know what I mean? And if first shift's having a good day and we have a bad day, that means first shift had a bad day as well. If first shift had a bad day, we have a good day, that means we had a bad day as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they don't look at it like that. Like, I too, one of my aspirations is to run my own business. At some point in time in my life, I want to be my own boss. Not just like, being a contractor or anything like that. Like, I want to legitimately pay. I don't want to write the checks. You know what I mean? I want to, be able to really take care of my employees, because like I see what it's done, like, for me to literally bring the money in for somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, these guys get paid. Like I said, they brought home almost $1 billion this past year, and I made almost 30,000. That's it. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, that to me, that just don't make no sense. You know what I mean? And then, like, they talk about we try to take care of y'all the best we can. We still don't even have air conditioning in the building. You know what I mean? They keep talking about it's been approved, but when is it going to get put in?
Yep.
You guys have $1 billion that you guys just made in and won't put air conditioning in the building. You know what I mean? During the summertime, it's hot. It's hell. To the point where they put things in the break room, like Gatorade. They gave us like these little sweat towels, like you know, get wet and stay cool.
Right, that's your AC, bro.
Well, I'm telling you, even then that don't work.
No.
It'd be so hot that them things dry up so quick. Like I got to keep constantly leaving the line. So at what point, like, why can't you just?
You're losing production.
They got heat in there though. The heat works just fine.
Yeah.
Where the AC at though? You know what I mean? Like you guys keep getting we're approved for this. They talk about they're gonna put new fans along the line, and didn't. You know what I mean? Like all these things. Like I want to be able to, if I tell you something, especially if I'm running my own business, I want to tell you something and then do it. You know what I mean? Because I see what it does to people who put all their time and all their effort into working, especially working for that company. Like I know there's a couple people. My supervisor's been there almost 15 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's probably making just barely a little bit more than I do. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't understand that. You know what I mean? I don't. I just don't. Like, just off the back of that right there. It's finding a job though for me right now. This like I don't want to say I'm careful of who I apply for. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to give that. Well, yeah, I might come and do this, and then find out later on like no, you know. You got, like I said, it's got to be equal or a little bit more than what I'm getting paid now. There's not very many people that's gonna pay me what I feel I deserve and what I know I need. You know?
And I found shooting high.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when they're like, no, willing to negotiate, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's not set in stone.
Right.
Well, you want me to shoot low?
Right. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. I've had a couple interviews that ask you, well, what do you think you should get paid for? And I always tell them $20 an hour at least.
I always start out about 26.
Yeah. Well, now.
26.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's paid attention, but the cost of goods is high.
Yeah.
It's higher. It's probably higher than I've ever been in my whole life, and I've been pretty damn high.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just saying. And the shit's getting higher.
Yeah.
Gas just went up 40 cents a gallon in a week.
In a week, yeah.
In a week.
Yeah.
Make it make sense.
You don't.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, they're starting to put change in the ATMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense. I'm just saying. What you got, Breber?
4. It's been a good week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Been a good week. Got to see my baby on her birthday, and that was a goal for the last year, to be able to hug her on her birthday. And
thanks be to God.
Thanks to the Lord, absolutely. Work is work.
How is it in the culinary sanitation specialist field?
Oh, man. You know, I think about, I like who I work for. I can do the job. But I've been working since I was 14 years old. I feel like I'm really in food service for most of that. I'm having a hard time with what I get paid, because I feel like I do a really good job at work. I know I don't work as many hours as a lot of people who do work there, but I think I've stuck around, as they've said, and as long as any of them have overworked, I'm the longest working female sanitary you would ever do.
Culinary sanitation specialist.
Dishwasher. I'll just own it. It's cool. I'll wash the plates and put them away, and then I restock everything. It's rough, man. Like, y'all are talking some money. But for me, I didn't work for a little bit of time after I had the 2 older kiddos. So this last year, before then, I worked at $9.50 an hour. Mm-hmm. So when they paid more, I was like, yeah, it's the most money I've made in a minute. But things don't cost as much, like you were saying. Everything has risen price-wise. Before the dishwash job, My job at the hotel, I was making $2 an hour more. I took a $2 pay cut because I was trying to, one, help a friend out that needed work. They needed somebody to come into work. I've done it before. And I needed better hours for whenever I got the girls back. The hotel wasn't going to cooperate, and my old boss was gone. And I work for good bosses. I will not work for bad bosses. I'll find a new job. So I'm stuck. Do I stay at the job making there's no way. I have to either find a second job or work a lot more. And it's hard work. And I don't necessarily like to go home and soak shoes and be cold and wet the whole time that I'm working. It's just not, it's doable. I don't want to complain. I'm grateful to have a job. I'm grateful to be able to go to work and to have a job that gives me, if I need, this is what I need now for my new schedule. They make it work. If I want to come in and work, I can always call and come into work on days that I'm off. I'm open to working more, but now that I work in the program the way that I do, I know what overworking myself does. I know what that will lead to. If I try to change jobs to work making more money but working 10-hour days, it is not that it is not doable. It makes me nervous to do that again. Because that's going to require missing meetings, and then that's going to require being tired, and just gets dangerous in that sense.
So, one more time. You learned what in recovery?
I've learned that going to meetings and doing the things that help me stay sober are important. And if I try to just cut that out because I think I'm good when I know at any point in time.
But have you learned about,
The
I like, somebody pointed out to me about undervaluing myself.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, in the madness, I say I was worth a certain dollar amount. I'm no longer in the madness.
Right.
Okay. I'm no longer high.
Yeah.
I'm no longer drunk. You know what I'm saying? I'm way more employable, but I still find myself in that mindset where I'm not worth, I tend to undervalue myself.
Yeah.
All right, so that's why I say $26 an hour.
Yeah.
Some people see that as a bit much, but you ain't got to worry about me waking up in jail and not making it to work and having to wait to get bonded out and going out of court for all this bullshit, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why it's $26 an hour.
Right.
Yes, I'm supposed to be like that to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the fact about the matter is, the vast majority of us today are in addiction. Okay? I mean, I work at a place where some of us are in recovery and the rest of us need recovery.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a fact about it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
So that adds value. Okay?
Yeah.
So when I go out for looking for employment, man, and you talk about a dreadful experience, it's looking for a job. Like, I will almost not look for one because it's time to look for one. Like, I become unwilling. Okay?
Real quick.
But I have to set the bar, like I said earlier. And so I'm going to set the bar high.
Yeah.
So I don't undervalue myself, because I will certainly obtain a job where I'm undervalued.
Yeah.
And then I will tell myself that's what I deserve.
Yeah.
And then I'm stuck there.
That right there, like, I know that I can ask, like, I should, but I don't feel like I should, because I grew up, and when they feel you deserve a raise, they come to you.
Yeah,
I've never in my life heard of, we have to go ask the boss for a raise. What do you mean I have to ask the boss? I didn't know, but I've also not worked places long enough to know what the normal deal is, because when I did work, I worked and then I moved away, then I worked and then I had to move away. So, like, I haven't worked at jobs longer than 6 months, maybe maximum ever, other than the roller rink when I was 14 to 17. I worked there for my aunt and uncle. And I like working for smaller businesses. Because I found working for corporate, they don't care about employees. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And it might have just been how I was raised, and how my first job experiences went. But, the next option is, do I go back in? I started doing the classes to try to work in recovery. And then I thought about it. And I still want to finish it to say that I've accomplished another, extended my schooling.
Right.
And I still don't mind it, but I also know that job, option is also undervalued. And they work you till you are burnt out.
Yeah, no,
and I don't want to do that either.
To make us a good dollar amount in recovery, you need at least a few certifications.
Right, and then the hours as well when you're adding children to the mix. And so putting all that into perspective, I was like, I still want to finish it, but it's not top priority. And looking back into the things that I enjoy doing that I originally, before I fell into addiction, that I was going to pursue in schooling, that worked with having children, so I can still be mom, still have a job, and still do the things I need to do and be able to pay the bills. Because it's vital that you don't have to love what you do. But if you're miserable going to work every day, that's going to wear on you. And if you're in recovery trying to better your life and you despise walking into work every day, it's only a matter of time until you want to feel better.
Yeah.
So I do think it's important to at least like where you're working, or if you don't like it, you're working it till you find something else.
Seeing what troubled me with where I'm at. I've had jobs in recovery. Okay, I've had a lot of jobs in recovery. But regardless how much I didn't like being there, I was able to go in there and be myself. Like you see me here, upbeat, you know what I'm saying? Being a light, carrying myself in a positive manner, in a joyful sense. Mm-hmm. I can't find it.
Yeah.
I cannot. And I even have walked into this place I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Yeah. Be gone. You cannot stay here. You know what I'm saying? And, bro, it's just so heavy.
Yeah.
It's so heavy.
So, that's another thing, I myself, when I'm at work, I have built, I don't want to say I built, but, I have, a little family at work. You know what I mean? I love the people that I work with. You know what I mean? There's parameters. It's just finding this new job. Like I said, the pay, first of all. But secondly, I gotta have the weekends. If I can't get to a meeting Monday through Friday, at least I have to have Saturday and Sunday, because like she was saying, my recovery is definitely important to me today. You know what I mean? So I have to, if I can't do it Monday through Friday, I have to at least know that Saturdays and Sundays I can at least spend majority of my time there. You know what I mean? Because if not, then it's going to get to the point where I just have to quit. I can't. I won't allow myself to keep doing that. You know what I mean? So that's important to me too. You know what I mean? And then, like I said, hearing myself and hearing the conversation that we're having right now about my, just specifically my part of the conversation about my job, it sounds like I'm being ungrateful. I am grateful that I have my job still. I'm grateful that I can go back to work still. You know what I mean? But it's just finding a job that's going to meet these parameters. You know what I mean? And that I can still be myself at. And that's another thing too. The support though that I have at my job right now. When I'm there, if something goes wrong, there's a couple people that I can go to and let this shit out. Here, look, this is what's going on. And they one of them specifically is been in recovery. He's got a couple years on him. I think it's 8 or 9 years on him right now. You know what I'm saying? So I bounce a lot of things off of him. You know what I mean? And he gives me good feedback. You know what I mean? He gives good suggestions. And if I'm not saying that I can't find that other places. But again, I've already worked to get where I'm at right here. You know what I mean? And it's I'm reluctant to go and find another job. then I gotta start over. You know what I mean? Showing that I'm willing to work, that I'm a hard worker. You know, showing them what I think I'm valued at. You know what I mean? Work. How long have I been there? You know what I mean? The seniority. I have one of the highest seniorities on my line right now. You know what I mean? Like all of these things, I got to work for again. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I'm not willing to do that, but I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to have to do that. You know
Well, seeing that's another thing, and again, I'm sounding ungrateful as well. I realize that, and you know, I've put in a lot of hard work there, bro. Like I got 9 months. I'm coming up on my year as well. 401k.
Yeah.
I've never had.
Yeah, never had that either.
Week vacation. I mean, I've had a week's vacation before, but
Never
okay,
had that.
okay. But I'm also been told that the raises are discussed within about 90-day period, and I'm like, skirt?
Yeah.
What?
Where's mine?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
So then we talk about a raise now, and we're like not enthused about it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, can I just get the 90-day raise, and then we can talk about the other one?
Right.
No, we ain't even got a 90-day raise. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and just off that, like, it leaves you.
I mean, I am pumping out plates, bro.
Yeah.
I am grinding all day.
Yeah.
Like grinding and sandblasting, you know what I'm saying? And when I got here, you had 4 people doing these jobs.
Yeah.
And nobody was grinding.
Yeah.
They was going straight to the welders. The welders had to grind their stuff.
Yeah.
Welders don't got to grind their stuff, you know what I'm saying? You don't have 2 drills going, drilling plates, because I drill them all. You had 2 guys down there sandblasting the plates, and I'm taking the plates down there, sandblasting them, bringing them back to myself,
Yeah.
drilling them, you know, and
It leaves you feeling unappreciated.
I mean, like,
Yeah. See, that.
Did you bring that up, though, in said discussion of rates? Because they have to, I mean, does he see you? Does the person who makes the decision see all the work that you do? Or is it just, I want to raise, but he doesn't realize you're doing the work of 3 people, at least?
don't think they care. I don't think they care. It's a monkey job. You can insert monkey here.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Everything you just listed is not
As well,
a job.
the way that I just look, so I got a new buddy come in, and they had me show him how to do the drill. Minus a few things, and they're fixed managed control on my part. Okay, I'm gonna say that. You know, you gotta do it my way,
Right.
because they like the way I do it.
Yeah.
Okay? You know what I'm saying? That's why you do it that way.
Right.
Nobody has ever done it like this, and I've been told this from multiple sources. You know, all the sources. Nobody runs the drill like that. Nobody blah, 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 blah. All right? So this is why you do this that way, that way, that way. You know, but then you still gonna do it your way anyway.
Right.
I have to stop right there, because they also was telling me, and I continue to do it my way. Okay? But the product of doing it my way is nobody's ever done it like that.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoa, okay. So, and he has taken off on the drill, and you know, he's done a good job. The housekeeping could use a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, OCD here.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I drill 4 holes and I clean. You know what I'm saying? Like, I drill 4 holes and I clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not spick and span, but I'm not tripping all over my stuff, you know what I'm saying? And nobody else is either.
Yeah.
But you know, my story to him was, when I show you this, I don't want you to do this stuff as good as I'm doing it. I want you to do it better than I'm doing it.
Right.
You know, that speaks for you, and that speaks for me too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and when you win, I win.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
You
Yeah, like that's just specifically like because I've been there. I don't know if it's because I've been there for a minute. I don't know if it's because I've known just about every machine on my line. I don't really know what it is, but since my partner's not there to run the machine that I'm running currently, he's the one that trained me. He trained me real well on how to run that machine. Unfortunately, I would say, I am one of the better ones on that machine. So I'm stuck. You know, he took me from the line, and that's the other thing too. Like I'm constantly every chance he gets, he's like, I really wish I could put you on the line. So do that.
Yep.
When you move me from the line suffered a little bit. I'm not saying that I am the reason that the line runs well, but when you take a good cog out of the equation and you put a bad cog in that equation,
Missing teeth,
the whole
all busted
machine
up,
is ruined. You know
round
what I mean?
edges on it.
Right. You know what I mean? So I would say that I was one of the better cogs on the machine once you know. So do that. I've trained several people on this machine so much to the point where like I'll just run them off.
Yeah.
I don't want you working me because you know if the more I train these people here and then the next day you move them somewhere else, what was the purpose of me training them the day before?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you're not even giving them an opportunity to not only speed up, but to even understand what they're doing. You know what I mean? And then in turns really just slows me down. You know what I mean? And like I hate to sound like that, but that's what it is. Like my job, they worry about two things: quality and speed. You know what I mean? When I train someone, I'm not training you on speed. Your first day, I'm not going to do it because you're not going to get it. I've never ran into anyone their very first day was as fast as a person that's been running this machine for a year. It's just not going to happen. So I don't train you like that. I want you to know what quality is, because if you're running quality parts, then we're running efficient parts.
Right.
I don't have to worry about them coming back here. Your second day, we're kind of picking up your speed a little bit, but your third day, we're definitely working on your speed, because now you know what quality is. Now you know what speed is.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't ever make it to day 2. They either quit or they move them somewhere else. And it's like, just leave me with the person that I've been running with for, this past month. You know what I mean? Because she knows what she's doing. I know what I'm doing. And we can get the parts ran. So just let me do that. Every time you put someone back here, it slows me down and I got to train them again. And then you move them and it's like, it aggravates me because it's like, what is the purpose of me training this person right here? And I'm grateful, and it's not like and then it's that like you was talking about doing things that another person is supposed to do. It's not my job to train them. It's the team.
Exactly. Now you got me training somebody too on top of all the stuff I'm doing, and I'm still getting the stuff done that I was doing before I was training the person.
Facts. You know what I mean? And then because like I'm training this person and they're understanding what they're doing, they're like, well, why don't you jump over here and do this? So now I'm helping this person over here because they got 2 different jobs that they got to do. So now I'm helping this person, and then on top of that, I got to jump back over here and help them. It's not my job to train them. I'm not complaining about training these people because like you see the responsibility, you see that I'm good enough to train someone else. So I will help you. You know what I mean? I'm not the type of person that's going to train someone and walk away. I want you to understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
If you don't understand what you're doing, you're not going to build good parts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I will stand here with you if that's the case, if that's what you need me to do, so you understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
Once you get what you're doing, then I'm not going to stand over top of you.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's been the issue, and I just
So, question.
Yeah.
Answer.
Do you think, or either one of you think that part of it just came to me, right? That we're in recovery. We know what we were like before.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, and now that the work ethic or how we've changed and we know value, but we're trying to still in some way, shape, or form prove our worth, right? So like you started off at your job and hey, I know I must be doing a good job because it asked me to train people. They're not paying you that. You know you're doing a good job. You know that you've gone above and beyond on productivity. And yes, that is what we're supposed to do, but we take extra pride, or you take extra pride in what you're doing, and you're training somebody in without, now that you've asked and had the confidence and you feel like you've worked this to at least ask for a raise, and it's just like, are we still settling because of self-doubt in what we're doing. Like,
Glad you asked,
Yeah.
because my disease still tells me that I'm training my replacement.
Yeah. So I'm glad that you said that. Mine's more or less off fear. You know what
of
I mean?
finding something else
Yep.
or feeling, and
Yep.
that's where I feel for me that I don't take rejection from jobs well.
Yep.
I never had an issue getting a job before
Yeah.
addiction.
Yeah.
And then walking into interviews and nobody calling me back
Yep.
when right after I graduated treatment the first time, right? But because I said yes and I was in recovery, I didn't get hired. And I didn't know how to do that. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what? So I took the first job I could get. And the hotel one was the most, other than working in a factory for a very short amount of time, that was one that had a higher, respect to it, right? Like, my mom's like, your front desk at a hotel. Like,
Yeah.
I've been a housekeeper at a hotel too. What you talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just a different, I don't know, air about it, right? And since having these, with my family coming back around in the last year. Now, before that, that was not the case at all. Not even, no. But in the last year, they're trying to help me boost confidence of you really need to find a job that's really, you know what I mean, think you can do better in what you decide to do. Either go back to school or maybe work. I'm like, what? Retail? Like, I've done retail. I've done serving. It's not that I have anything against serving. It's that I know that I cannot hold on to cash to pay the bills, because if I do really good one night, I'll be like, I'll do really good another night.
Yeah.
And then not, and then spend the money, right? And I can work on getting better responsibility, right? I could do that. And it's just, this job was supposed to be my fun job. This was just my second job when I got the job at where I'm at now, full time-ish. Do I leave? I mean, I like where I'm at, but I put in for a lot of places, man, and I'm just putting in for the same thing that I already did. Back in Kansas, I was making $10 an hour, and I was excited about that 50-cent raise. But I better be excited about that raise, because you're an addict in recovery, so you should be grateful for anything that you get, and I am.
Yeah.
But I think it's caused me to, I do not aim high. I do not ask high. I bid low, and I will earn my worth. You'll see my worth later, only to never have that happen. So it messes with how I feel my work.
Absolutely, because that never adds up for me. I'm always playing catch up. It's just like waiting for the employer to come to me for a raise. That never materializes for me.
Yeah. I'm always just waiting.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I have been assertive in instances, like the job I had when I come into recovery. I think I was there 6 months and got a $4 an hour raise. You know what I'm saying? Like, it matched the record raise at the company. You know what I'm saying? Which put me at like $25 an hour. Okay. So then when I lost that job after coming into recovery, because I was trying to get a grip on it, but I just couldn't. Was not spiritual in any stretch of the imagination. And then I would get some other jobs. Well, I did have one job that was about the same pay. He ended up talking to me a little crazy, you know what I'm saying, and I didn't take it well. I just took my cooler and my tool bag and walked out to the car and texted Dave. I said, don't think this is going to work, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out, all right? Then called my sponsor, okay? But all the other jobs, man, it was like $15 an hour, $18 an hour.
Yeah.
Good pay. It just was not acceptable for me, man.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like you was talking about the value of like knowing your worth, and like you was talking about like, you know, shooting high. I've come to realize, you know, even with my job, for instance, like the feeling unappreciated. Like there are sometimes, you know, both my assistant plant manager, if you will, and my supervisor, like, you know, I appreciate your hard work, you know, things like that, like, but still feeling like real unappreciated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do a lot, you know what I mean? And it's like a lot of the times I don't feel like it's not that I don't think they're paying attention, you know what I mean? But like, you know, clearly, like, you know, like you're just not, I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Like, I feel like, I just feel real unappreciated sometimes at work, you know? And then it's like, you know, that fear of finding another job. Like, it's not the fact that I'm afraid to find another job. It's just afraid to lose what I have already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it comes down to, like, say I did find this other job over here that is, you know, $26, $27 an hour, but I can't stand it here either. And even more so, like, it's I don't have the structure that I have at the job I'm at now.
Yeah.
Now, because I left this job and I'm here and I don't like it, I can't go back to this job for at least a year. You know what I mean? So now I'm stuck at this job for a year. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't want to be here either, you know? And that's really what it is for me, because like, I do like my job. I like what I do. It's not hard work. And you know, honestly, truthfully, if the job my job that I would like to be a part of right now is a desk job. I want a desk job. Not just so I can sit on my ass all day, but because like, I feel like, you know, like secretaries and like things like that, like they're of importance. You know what I mean? Without that person that secretary's answering the phone for, that person would be stuck answering the phone, and a lot of the times they can't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're important. I like to feel important. I want to be important, damn it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do. I feel like that. Like, I feel like you said, know your worth. And like, I feel like I am important. I believe that I am important today. So I want to feel like it. You know what I mean? And sometimes I don't feel like I'm important at work. You know, even though I know, like, if I don't run this machine, like, whoever's over here will suffer. You know what I mean? I just still don't feel important.
Right.
And I like to feel the way my worth is. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm worth importance. You know? So, you know, finding another job, like, that's really like where that fear comes in. That's where that reluctance comes in for me. Like, because if I know if I leave, like, I cannot come back for at least a year. That's if they decide to hire me back, because right now they're on like this. First it was 6 months. You had to wait 6 months and you could come back, and then they changed it to where if you leave, you could not come back, and then they changed it again to where if you leave, you have to wait a year before you can come back. And it's still not saying that you are gonna come back. That's just before you're eligible to. You know what I mean? And like I said, I like my job. It's not hard work. The people that I work with, I love them. They're all good people. Like, the only issues we have are with parts. It's never like with each other. Like, we don't ever have like full-blown arguments or like fights or no hostility or nothing like that. The work environment is great. You know what I mean? It's just the situations that we find ourselves in because we're out of this or we're out of that, or I'm waiting on this and I'm waiting on that. Like, that right there sucks. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't feel important. I don't feel like I'm of importance to this job, and I believe I am. You know?
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Right. So the other part of I've been on a debate on figuring out if I'm going to change said job. And I waver back and forth because it occurred to me, you know, those thoughts like where you're saying, like, is God telling me something, you know? Because I was really going through it last week. Like, I didn't want to, I was like, I can't, stressing out over the money, stressing out over the kids coming back, the hours for the job, am I at a point that I can ask for more money with the job, or do I just leave, right? And then, like, sometimes I wonder, because I am okay with where I'm at. Like, I do like giving some sort of hope to people at work, because a lot of people complain or are crabby or don't want to be at work, or there's something. But somehow, I don't know the ins and outs of the drama, of the things, of all the stuff that happens at work. I'm behind my thing, I do the dishes. But I will hear parts of it, or somebody comes in, and that one day that somebody's having a bad day, that like I could say something and they feel better, and it totally makes their whole day. Or giving somebody a hug may help them get through their day when I know they're going through it. You know what I mean? Do I just stay where I'm at because I enjoyed that part of my job until I go and get the schooling to get a better job? Because really, I first went to be a preschool teacher or kindergarten teacher before I fell into addiction. Because then I could have the kids can stay after school. I go to work, I don't have to find daycare, and then they come home. Well, now I'm a felon, so that's kind of out the deal. My lovely deciding to go off and kind of, my background ain't gonna pass to work in any type of elementary schooling type of stuff, which is fine. I looked into, and still have looked into several times, is to do fitness, be a physical fitness trainer, nutritionist, and yoga instructor. You can take the three together. You make your own schedule. You can work at a gym, or you can promote yourself. You know what I mean? You pick your hours. You're basically your own boss, as long as you're vigilant with what you're doing. And I like working out, and I still get the happy feeling of helping somebody. So I like working in food. Food makes people happy. I like working with happy people. You know, like that's just the way that I've always looked at it. As long as you bring people the right food and make sure they don't have dirty pop. Never in my life have I heard such a thing, right? Like, they gotta be happy if they're not.
I have. You ain't never had dirty Sprite, and I'm not talking about with all of y'all's. I ain't even talking about that. I'm talking about you get a Sprite from a restaurant, you go take a sip.
It tastes like
It tastes like dirt.
Yeah.
No, it tastes like dirt.
Right. So like
Like it
usually
just-
I've had happy. I can help customers be happy. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
working where I was working when I worked with Chuck's, Chuck E. Cheese. There you have crabby people, but I have a tendency of finding a way to help people feel better. And
Did you just say Huffingtons? What?
have a tendency.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm still, yeah, my bad.
No, you're good.
Pronunciation.
We're not sorry.
Working on that. Right.
So you talking about like helping people and whatnot, like especially at work. So I have not brought this up because I don't know. It's not. I'm not bragging about it, but it did happen. There's one of the ladies that I work with. She's good people's. She was drinking a lot. Now, I'm not gonna force recovery on anybody. You know what I mean? Whether you do it or you don't do it, that's up to you. I know where I'm at. That's all. I won't say that's all that matters, but in this situation, it is. You know. But like when she would come to work, I would talk to her like, you'd feel better if you just stopped drinking. You know what I mean? Like just stop for a little bit. You know what I mean? Tell me I'm wrong. Stop for like a month. After that month, tell me you don't feel better. You know what I mean? She's not in recovery. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that, but she hasn't drank since right around my birthday in October. You know what I mean? And every time I see her, she's like, "Yeah, you're right. Like I do feel better." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, it's that clarity you get like from not having that drink. Like you're able to make your own conscious decisions now. Like."
Or the constant thoughts about the next one.
Yeah, like tell me I'm wrong. You know what I mean? And like like I said, I'm not gonna say she's in recovery. She doesn't come to the room. She doesn't go to a meeting. She doesn't do any of these things, and that's fine. You know what I mean? But maybe that's just a step in the right direction. Maybe I'm not still even with me going as far as to say she hasn't drank. Like I'm still not gonna. Hey, you should come to a meeting. You want to come to a meeting? I'll tell you where they are, but I'm not gonna force that decision on you. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna push that situation on anybody. I'm really not, because if you're physically just not ready to do it, you're just not gonna do it. It don't matter what suggestion I give you. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I like that feeling. You know what I mean? Like, because even when I'm at work, like I still, everyone knows I'm in recovery. Everyone knows I'm in drug court. Everyone knows like where I am in my sobriety. You know what I mean? And like they don't push it on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. About 2 weeks ago. No, it was about 3 weeks ago. I've been laid off last week. I was walking into work. You know, I usually get to work about an hour early. I'm walking into work, and this guy walks up to me. He's like, "Bro, you smoke?" I was like, "Yeah, cigarettes." Why? He was like, "I got this fire." Why are you telling me? He's like, "Well, maybe you wanted some." No, I don't. I absolutely do not. I couldn't even begin to tell you where to get rid of it at. So I would appreciate it if you just didn't ask me. You know what I mean? Like, I know you didn't know because I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in recovery, and no, I don't want what you got. You know what I mean? And like, he respected after that. Like, he doesn't talk to me about it. He hasn't brought it up to me since then. And it's weird because like I've only seen him one other time, and it was like from way over there. You know what I'm saying? But like, and I know like you're gonna run into shit like that anywhere. It's not just in like a factory. It's not just, you know. But the fact that I can like I said earlier, be myself, and the fact that I can be the light for someone else, like possibly help them, maybe make them feel better. Like I like that. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people like especially when I talk about recovery around people that don't see themselves as alcoholic or, you know, an addict. If you
They don't see the problem.
They don't. Yeah, they almost say they look down upon it. You know what I mean? Ain't no way I'm gonna say I'm an alcoholic. Ain't no way I'm gonna say I'm an addict. You know, there's a reason why I say I'm an alcoholic and an addict. It doesn't matter because I do both alcoholically.
Yeah.
Period. You know.
So you missed, you know, guy coming up to you, offering or inquiring whether you partook.
Right.
So, you know, rented the car last week. I finally got a rental car. And, you know, we get done and we do the once over, look around the car and make sure there's scratches or whatever, you know. And I even stuck my head in the car and I'm looking between seats for cigarette ashes, you know, because I don't want to be trying to tell me I was smoking in the car or nothing, you know. Mm-hmm. Never hit me. We go pull out of there. I don't know, I got out the truck and I go to get back in the truck. Bro, it smells straight like pot, dude. Like I just got back from a run in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but that's bullshit.
Yeah.
I used to return cars like that all the time, but I don't like it when I get one like that. You know, I'm on paper. You know, I can't. You know, if they even smell it, I mean, that's going. Not saying I'm gonna get pulled over, but it's a peppy little ride. You know what I'm saying? I could. But I mean, they gonna catch a whiff of it, bro. They're gonna start asking questions, and all they gotta do is say that I'm under the influence.
Yep.
You know, and
hit.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That can spark a whole chain of events. You know what I'm saying? That. But let me backtrack. Physical trainer, yes, absolutely, very fitting. So I hear a decision. And what work are you willing to put in there? Or may I ask, why haven't you put any work into that? I don't believe being a physical trainer nowadays would take much money. My nephew is a physical trainer himself. And it's a lot of it is on that little black mirror you got there.
Yeah, it's online.
Oh yeah.
On the website.
Oh yeah. You know, he does videos on exercises not to do. Like he shows these physical trainers that are suggesting this exercise, that exercise, and like this, like that, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
That is not what you do. You know what I'm saying?
Don't put yourself. And so what I found of how I realized
there's a lot of avenues that you can do that.
Is I go to the gym with my housemates and I'm training them how to work out. What do we go on? Well, we go over here. Do you want to build muscle and be, or do you want to have lean muscle? Bree knows now how to do both because I had a physical trainer because I didn't know how to do both. I just know how to stack on muscle, man. And I have a problem. If I see somebody doing more weight, I throw more weight on. I can't help it. I can do it. Watch me. So I found that at least now I know how to tell other people how to just have pretty, how to have lady arms. I don't. It's just not going to happen. But I've had fun, and I'm like, I really enjoy being at the gym. I walk in the gym, I get excited. I'm like, I'm going to do
Could you
this.
imagine if you had a woman that could just whoop your ass?
Yep. I used to want something like that.
But
Experience suggests otherwise.
Yes, sir.
The rest of that is the nutritionist part, because there's people. I have children. I want to know what to feed them. That's good.
Yeah.
I got 2 little boys, both of which I told them, y'all are ripped. You get it from your mama. Enjoy it, and you know what I mean. Like, we'll have fun.
Yeah.
And then I had a lot of fun doing yoga. I used to do mommy baby yoga with my littlest baby when she was little, because she was up early, so we'd watch YouTube, and she was just like this big. We'd like stretch, just stick her hands straight up in the air, and then do, it was a lot of fun. I was like, man, people do this. Looked it up online, and I'm on Indeed, $40 an hour to be a yoga instructor on, working 3 days a week at the gym. And then I can teach it online. But then that mindset of how people make real money doing that it's been a struggle.
Yeah.
It was a struggle when I first got here because you can make a lot of money, but morality says no. And so I leaned away from that real quick because I knew what that was leading to. Yoga.
Clarification, please. Expand on that.
It was brought to my attention that you can do yoga online in select clothing and make a lot of money. And it was a temptation. Did not do it, but in the household I was in.
Dear diary, look into.
I leaned back from
I might start hosting yoga as Cat Chloe.
So, but I found the website and I
Look for me soon on OnlyFans. No.
That was the website that I was referring to. I was living with.
I had no previous knowledge of this, I must say, okay? I do not have an OnlyFans. If I do, I don't know about it.
Right. But I went back on and I was checking through the emails again to look into it because it's really not that much. And it's a 10-week program. And since I started the other online classes that were 15 classes, realizing it's achievable if I take the time to do it. But I want to take the time to do it because a lot of what I learned in those other classes are not anything that I need to learn. I did that before, you know what I mean? I started to study it before. So I just kind of, it lost my interest when I realized how much more I have to do and really what is that going to do in the future that is doable with children. If I did not have the girls, if I was not even remote, if I wasn't able, in the position I am now, and I knew that they weren't coming back, my job options and what career options I would choose to do would be a totally different option. But because I'm working towards the goals of being mom again, I need to keep that in mind. And because I'm choosing to do it by myself, I have to really figure this out. Because it's been nice having a family that's being supportive in the last year, but I know the reality of that, and I don't like it. I don't want to do that. I feel confident when I can pay my own bills. So Bree needs to find a job that I can pay my own bills. And do something that I like to do. And I like to work out. And can, obviously.
I work out.
Yep.
Yeah. Next.
Cardio.
What is something you would do?
Cardio.
Endurance.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
If you could make, talked about your own business, what is something that you enjoy doing that you would like to pursue in that career? Other than what you do.
This sounds like what do I do for fun? I don't like that question.
No. A career that, okay, if you're saying that you're thinking, and it sounds like a possible.
Oh, I can't say that. Somebody's going to steal the idea. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
Well, maybe not that one.
Yeah.
Just, you said you wanted your.
But I have ideas that pop in my head all the time, and I've got a few that I've held on to. I won't speak of them per se. I don't know if I've brought this up. Maybe one will recall, maybe they will not, but it's a type of a modeling agency. Okay? Maybe on OnlyFans as well.
What?
One is another of a spa of sorts. And one is another of a food truck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could be a brick and mortar, really. I mean, it wouldn't have to be a food truck. It could be a brick and mortar and a food truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
It's a brick and mortar.
a building.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Brick. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
brick or siding, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
brick doesn't burn down so fast. So,
Right.
yeah.
Gotcha. I just
Okay.
I didn't know if that was like a type of.
Yeah, no.
culinary food.
As far as employment and what I feel as though I would enjoy as far as employment, something more supervisory, not to alleviate myself of any labor, just maybe less labor, maybe less labor intensive. I still would like to be active and work,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, but to have a more supervisory role,
Yeah.
and I think that is, I would like to be an engineer, okay,
Yeah.
because I have this knack about me to see a process and be able to eliminate time off of them
Yeah.
and to make things better. I don't know if y'all recall the commercials, BASF. We don't make things, we make things better,
Yeah.
okay? And that's how
Yeah.
dude, it's a defect of sorts.
Yeah.
But I've learned how to make it an asset.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's at work, making coffee, you know what I'm saying? Or it doesn't even matter. I try to be efficient.
Yeah.
I was literally thinking efficiency.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's weird because when I get asked that question, like what business would it be? It wouldn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Now, since I've been in recovery, obviously I want to do something that's going to help somebody else. Whether it be,
If you're employing others,
Yeah.
isn't that helping?
Well, yes, but I mean, even more so, like for instance, before I got in recovery, the business that I had attempted to start was like landscaping, but like I was more leaning towards like people that, not necessarily people that just don't want to do it, but elderly. You know what I mean? People that can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's a service. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't really think about it like that, but I was helping them. You know, like, yes, you're paying me for this, but you aren't physically able to do it. You know what I mean? So like, just even further than just employing these people, but like really something that the customer either can't physically do, or you know, I mean, it's just something that would be of service to another person, really. But I didn't really get that end of what the business would be until I got in recovery. You know what I mean? Before that, it didn't matter. It doesn't matter to me what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just want to run my own business, only because I know I do it well. I'm not really trying to toot my own horn like that, but like if I really put my all into whatever it is, I'm really good at it. I was really good at skateboarding. I was really good at playing basketball. I was really good at soccer. I was really good at doing all these different things. And it's because I put everything I had into it. You know what I mean? And there's I haven't come across anything that I have put my all into that I wasn't good at. And then if I wasn't good at it, I just kept putting more into it until I became really good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, I guess that too is an asset, and I feel like that too is also a defect. You know what I mean? Because I tend to find myself putting my all into things that I shouldn't. You know what I mean? Not so much recently, but yeah. And that would lie the problem. You know what I mean? But I feel like I've always liked landscaping, horticulture, greenhouse, all that. I was in high school and took greenhouse 4 years. You're only supposed to take it one.
Yeah.
If that tells you anything. You know what I mean? I know a lot about plants, probably a lot of unnecessary things about plants. But not just like plants, like the horticulture part of it, and then like the landscaping issue. Like the landscaping part, like people think it's just like cutting grass and things like that. But no, like I went so far into it as to like, I know how to do all that. Like, you know, the architecture part of the situation, like the engineering part you were talking about, like I am like that when it comes to your yard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And even further so, like, you know, like the different walkways, the different pathways, the different, like, just the different look. Like, I like doing that. I haven't done it in a long time, but I like doing that, you know? It'd be something along those lines, I feel like, you know? Or like I said, I want to be in office. I don't know.
You got to remind me about this after the podcast. I don't want to bring it up on the podcast, but the landscaping thing.
Okay.
You got an idea?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I want to be in an office somewhere. I want to maybe run my own office building. I don't know what we're gonna be doing. I have no idea what goes behind being in an office, but you know, I don't know. I really don't know. I can't answer that. To me, it really doesn't matter as long as I'm helping somebody.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool. It was raining quite good.
Yeah. It almost makes you not want to leave because it's raining so hard.
I feel a sense of tired that has come over me.
Yep. And I'm not gonna lie to you. I have to use the bathroom.
Stalls for patient identification. Ooh. Braber,
Yes.
Kentucky compared to Kansas.
For what?
Life?
Life. Oof.
I hear it's cheaper in Kansas.
No, I don't. I mean, yes, but no.
Some have suggested there are houses in Kentucky for 35 G's.
Yes, well,
I'm
that
sorry
was-
to tell,
Do
this
you
is
follow
not
on
the case.
Facebook?
I think I think that reference is pre-COVID.
Actually, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
It probably was pre-COVID. I did not put COVID into the equation.
So have you checked the prices in Kansas since COVID?
I've lived in Kansas since COVID.
Have you
I've
checked the
lived in-
prices though? In comparison to what?
They were
previous?
before?
Yeah.
Oh, because I came from Colorado, so to Kansas, and I'll tell you what, Kansas and Kentucky are still astronomically cheaper than Colorado.
Yeah.
But Colorado's pretty.
Which really don't make no sense because Colorado was one of the first states to go green. And the influx of the green money would suggest things would be cheaper.
What's happening is Colorado was cheaper, and then California came and took over Colorado, and they yuppified it, and they brought all their super expensive way of living to Colorado. Actually, where most of them moving from California, the raising of property and prices and everything has gone up because they buy it out of cash. So people up their houses, and those ones buy it because they have the money.
Yeah.
But Going from Colorado to Kansas was sure as culture shock. It's flat. I thought I lived in a small town before I moved to a city with not even a stoplight. 2,000 people in the whole city where my boys are at right now. I don't know. I think our house was just talking about this. And there's 13,000 in 14,000 in E-Town.
You sure?
Yeah, it's what Google's saying.
It don't seem like a lot. It seems like it is more than that,
Yeah, you almost seem like it's like 20.
at least.
Maybe.
Seems like. But also, one.
13. It was probably 30. Sorry, I might have misheard. 30
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
right. She thought there was 100,000.
That's probably
That's
sounds
a
more.
lot.
I think it's like 30. I think it was like
Yeah.
36,000.
Because there's got to be 150,000 in Louisville
Yeah,
or better.
yeah.
Because that's what they were trying to say. And there's like 100,000 people. It's like, there ain't no way there's 100,000 people in E-Town. So it's just like 30, not 13. And I was like, I was in a town with 2,000
Yeah.
people.
I wanted to, just not to bring this back up, but I was thinking about this when I was in the bathroom. One of the things I've always wanted to do when I was a kid is real estate.
Yeah.
Not just
That's
like
funny.
specifically real estate, but like buying houses, remodeling them, and then flipping them. You know what I mean?
So flipping houses.
I've always wanted to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I've always wanted to be a realtor. You know what I mean? What stopped me from that? And honestly, it's really kind of stupid for real. Well, I mean, now I have a felony, so that's gonna be even harder for me to do. Anyway, the realtor's test. From what I understand, it's a beast.
Yep.
Not saying that I couldn't do it. Because like I said, if I put myself, put my all into it, I know I could do it. But that's really what kept me from doing it. Really, you know what I mean? Of course, then I heard all these different ways. So you can do it by using someone else's money. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, well, what good is that? Because it wouldn't be mine. You know what I mean? I'd be doing it for them, not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's something I always wanted to do too. I wanted to run my own realtor business or my own realty, and then even further, be my own investor. You know what I'm saying? Or have someone that want me to flip this house for them. So, they're paying me to renovate this house and then flip this house for them. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
that kind of thing.
That's where you find the cheap houses. Or the people who buy the houses to flip.
Yeah. So actually, in I think
Yeah.
it was 2015, Louisville. There was I don't know how many different houses, but there were 40,000. Now, not gonna lie, a lot of them were in the West End. Those of you that know. Not gonna really get into that, but you get what you pay for. Okay, but you can put it like that. And so it would be a lot of work that would get put into these houses. So, spending 40,000, you would probably spend about 100,000 just to fix it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't have $140,000 in my pocket to where I can just go buy this house to flip it. You know what I mean? So I would basically just be stuck with a $40,000 house that I can't fix. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing that really kept me from really doing it. I looked for investors, someone that would, or like they call them sponsors. I don't know if you guys know about sponsorship, but basically it's like you pull up a business plan. This is what the business could bring in within this year. If you sponsor this amount of money, this is the amount that you'll get back by the end of the year. A lot of the times it's double or however the business plan runs out. It depends on, you have to do a whole thing with them. It's real easy to find a sponsorship, but a lot of sponsors will only sponsor a certain amount. Like, it's not going to cover the entire cost of whatever it is, and a lot of the times it's just for a product.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, finding a sponsorship in real estate is more like just finding an investor. You know what I mean? So like, if you invest this much into this, this is what I can get you back. And then there's still a percentage that I'll make from it, but That's where the the flipping of the house comes into play. That's where I would make my cut out of the situation until I could actually get to the point where I run my own business. But yeah, that's one of my dreams to do is real estate. I've always wanted to do that. I think I'd be really good at that. Plus, it'd be in the office of importance.
So you brought up, Bree, how California basically moved in and influenced Colorado's economy, if you will. When I was going back and forth to Michigan, I learned, I don't know if I learned some information, and I don't even know how valid it is, but it seems very plausible. Have you ever heard of snowbirds?
Snowbirds.
Yeah. Okay, let me tell you. Snowbirds are Michiganders
Oh, yes. I know what you're
that
talking about.
fly south for the summer,
Yes.
for the winter, and come back in the summer.
Yes.
Okay.
We have those.
So do you know that Florida residents are tax exempt in Michigan?
Interesting.
Because the majority of Michigan residents are from Florida.
It's crazy.
Like, what kind of shit is this? Florida doesn't have state tax.
Mm-hmm.
So then they also moved to Florida, which they're exempt from tax.
So, and I'm finding out about the different states and different taxes.
Mhm.
There's something similar like that with Louisiana and Wyoming, because my mom just got her different, so they're figuring out the tax situations, right? So you have to.
This is like
Yeah, we're on a podcast. I don't know if.
No.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, wondering about, like, how, so you said Florida, and this is just, it's kind of random, but it's kind of not. When you pay attention to right where recovery's at, how, when they do the polls, how are the different, it's the same people, they're just jumping across. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, when we look at, I grew up, it's not that we're very political, it's that there's just, my family has some strong, they watch politics. We kind of know what's going on a little bit.
views.
Strong views, there we go. So growing up, I learned the importance of voting and why you do it and why you need to at least try to pay attention. So I know where all the states are and what the colors are and all the things, right? So when you think about Florida and Michigan, they don't seem like they would be they're not close by any means,
Yeah.
right? So when you start to pay attention to Florida's got a lot of recovery stuff down there. I've heard of multiple people from Kansas and Colorado that went to Florida for treatment,
This is also where Recovery Church started.
where Recovery Church started, right? So it would interest me.
Which
to
is at
look up-
710 College Street, Elizabethtown, Kentucky.
Yes, to look into
7
what
p.m.
else is going
Thursdays.
on, in those states. You know what I mean? It just sparked an interest of, now I want to look it up and see what similarities are between Florida and Michigan, as well as, because when you start to influence people, like California is influenced Colorado, and how viewpoints start to change. It's who we hang out with. It's who, it brings right back to recovery of people, places, and things. And when you start to hang out with the wrong crowd, or if you hang out with the right crowd, how it kind of affects you.
Trajectory.
Yes.
Here's a fun fact. It's about Florida. If you have a Floridian ID, you get a discount at Disney World. Did you
Yes.
know that? I didn't know that. This is how I found this out. I've always wanted to go to Disney World. Since I was a wee little wad, I wanted to go to Disney World. Listen, okay? The fact that my last name is Woody, and they have a whole section of Toy Story, and when you say Andy's coming, they literally fall on the ground like they are toys. I need to see this, okay? I need to see this. My kids have seen it about 6 different times.
Oh, yeah?
And I have yet to go.
Huh.
Well, I was gonna go. I planned to go, and I called my cousin because she's in the Coast Guard. She just so happens to be a Floridian. I didn't get to go. I was unable to go, but I found out you get like a 25 or 30% discount if you're military, and then also if you're a Floridian. And she is. Oh, I need that.
Huh.
Shout out, cuz. Love ya. Yeah, sorry. Completely off
Ideas are
topic.
spinning.
Not commenting on Disneyland.
Well, not
doing
Disneyland,
it.
Disney World.
Oh, not commenting on that
Thank
either.
you. Yep. There's a difference.
Yeah, different sides of the U.S.
Not doing it.
Road trip.
Yeah.
Resentment.
Road trip.
Yes.
Yeah, we
This
can.
is part of the recovery. Of the wonderful benefits that come with recovery is we can now plan things like this.
Yes, we can drive around Disney World.
I was going to drive to it, and not just to it, but
To it and around it.
No, I'm trying to go to it. In it, I want to go. There's. You know how you make a bucket list of all the different things that you want to do before you die? Visiting this place and everything that's into it is one of my bucket lists.
From what I understand, that's a long visit.
It is. At least a week.
Like
long.
you've been to Kings Island.
Took me 2 days.
Like, I believe they got.
It's like a Kentucky Kingdom, but larger.
She still doesn't know what that is.
A theme park.
Yes.
Extremely large theme park.
can
Yes.
work with that.
But from what I understand, it's like 10 Kings Islands in there, and they all got
Yes.
different themes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So yeah, that is part of the reason I guess I've always wanted to go. Like I always loved like Mickey Mouse, like they're just the cartoon characters. You know what I mean? But even further, like I mean, now they own Marvel. Now they own all these different things, and they keep
Star Wars.
incorporating. Yeah, they keep incorporating. Like
What does Donald Duck and Minnie Mouse have in common? They're both effing goofy.
Yeah, yeah.
You're ridiculous.
But what I'm getting at though is like it's just I want to do that. I want to eventually see every part of that theme park. You know what I'm saying?
But you cannot. Okay. Sometimes it's okay to do small goals.
Well, yeah.
And I mean, even if you make it like out of 3, you get you know what I mean,
Yeah.
a 3-day deal, depending on what you're doing and or how you want to get through it. Now, if you're traveling with children, you best hope that you do it for a week or you pick one park to do at a time.
Right.
But like, it's fun to think about the things that you've wanted to do that you haven't done that are now obtainable.
Yeah.
And when you break it into smaller parts like that, you know what I mean? Like taking a trip, planning a trip with a buddy to
Yeah.
go maybe fix a resentment.
Yeah.
To go as friends to go to Disney World. You know what I'm saying? Like that's cool. My
Yeah.
mom just did that. She went to an adult only, her and her husband and his brother and his wife. They went and they had a good old time. And like that's something that's doable and it's really not as much as people think. And now in recovery when you take this stuff, you can make those small goals and it can be possible.
Like-
or be what's the word I'm looking for? My brain is not giving me words. Not
beneficial,
productive, spontaneous. For good things.
Spontaneity.
Yeah.
Not spontaneous like we're gonna go drive to whatever state to go buy whatever we're buying that we shouldn't be buying.
Right.
But guess what? We did it and we could do it and the car made it.
Yeah.
And we had somehow $200 worth of gas and made it to and from
Yeah.
across
Wow.
a 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
Doable things that we didn't think about all the things that go into it because we weren't thinking straight, but we know it's possible to do it. So now it makes things that if we plan it out smarter and sober, it can be a whole lot more fun.
Yeah. Like
Muy posible.
I would. Yeah. Thanks. I would. I would be okay if I was just able to just to see just the gate. I just want to be able to go inside the gate.
See, so we can drive there and drive around it.
say I've been in there. I just want to do it. No, I would. really, like my bucket list is to see every part of
Yeah.
Disney World. But
You can do that in small trips.
right, yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like, I'm okay if I was able to go and just spend like 3 days here, and then like maybe 3 days a year or so later, or 2 years later, or even 5 years later over here. Or, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be.
Or
all
take
in
a
one
week
sitting. Yeah.
and do it.
Yeah,
And it's doable. But it's cool because
Don't
did
show
you
me.
know?
what you're about to do?
Did you? It's really cool. The whole highway leading up to Disney World is Mickey Mouse's, and you have to
Yes.
find them.
So
What did you do?
Oh, shit.
he's trying to pull up the gate. So the mother of my older kids, yeah, it's not the same.
No.
It's not the same.
It doesn't look that glamorous.
She would tell
It's
me.
pretty.
She would tell me like on the way up, like there's different like Mickey Mouse's here, like you can see like the castle from a distance, like there's all these different things that lead up to it.
Every
and I-
castle's a different princess, and all the Disney
Yeah.
worlds around the world. Fun
yeah,
fact.
are different, yeah, and like I just
You know, there's
I've also
one in
heard-
Hawaii now.
I did not. I did
Yeah.
not know that.
What?
Yep.
New goal? Aspiration.
I'd rather just go to Hawaii. What?
But
Whose castle is it? Moana's?
Alani?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the whole? Oh man,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
yeah.
That's cool.
But like, yeah, you know, growing up, you know, you get to see all these. I don't know, so many of my friends. Well, we're going to Disney World this year. Blah blah. Like, I get to see all the pictures. It's like shit. The mother of my kids, bro. She went. She called me when she's on her. She started sending me pictures of her like Mickey Mouse, and like she was pregnant with my daughter at the time, and like just like they got to eat breakfast. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I not just eat breakfast, but like
Princess
eat.
breakfast.
Yes. And then like they had the Mickey Mouse breakfast where Chef Mickey, you know, the Mickey Mouse pancakes. I want some, not something I made, okay? Something you did, you know. No, like but just seeing like all the different things. Like I didn't have a vacation. Like my vacation was soccer trips. We would go to out of town for a weekend. We did it just about every weekend for like soccer. You know what I mean? Constantly at a soccer tournament. Constantly going to different tournaments here and there and everywhere. Like that was our vacation. I never got to go to Disney World. I've never got to do like. I've been to Kentucky Kingdom. I've been to Kings Island. I've been to Holiday World. I've been to all these different places. I've never been to Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland. I've never been to Florida, and I've never been to California. You know what I mean? I've been to Tennessee, North Carolina, West Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia.
Dolly World?
Yes.
You've been to Dolly World?
Yes. My mother got married in Tennessee, actually. There. Yeah. In a cabin. She got married there, and then she went to a chalet.
Isn't it Dollywood?
Dollywood.
Okay, yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then she went to a chalet. She stayed in a chalet for a week. Yeah.
Chalet.
Yeah.
A chalet.
Basically a very nice
John.
cabin in the middle of the mountains.
So, Kentucky, we got Kentucky Kingdom. Ohio got Kings Island. In North Carolina, it's called Carowinds.
Yeah.
Had a pretty traumatizing event there, okay? I think I was 9.
Yeah.
And it was my dad worked for a company, or my grandmother. I think my grandmother worked for a company where they had company day. So we go, and we brought a few vehicles, so we had one of them packed full of lunch in there. So we went to the parking lot for lunch. Had lunch out in the parking lot. When you exit the park, they stamp your hand. I don't know. You can still feel the tendons in my hands, okay? When I was a kid, it was more prominent. Like I was always skinny, bro.
Yeah.
So on the way out the gate, they stamped my hand and it rolled over the tendons. And it looked real messed up. It didn't look like everybody else's. Like,
Yeah.
we come back in, I'm 9. And they take me to the security booth office, start interrogating me. All right, so me and my sister, because she was with me, not that they felt she done anything wrong, but they thought I forged
Yeah.
the stamp off the back of somebody else's hand. Bro, I never saw some grown men shrink so fast in all my life. My mama come up in there,
Yeah.
bro. I was embarrassed for them.
Yeah.
Okay, like I thought she was gonna whoop every one of them. Like I mean, let me tell you, I'm not gonna repeat the things that were said. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
so a little bit after that, I used to go visit my grandfather, lived in Alabama, and my mom, my dad take me down there, and they met. I forget where they met. They met him somewhat halfway, and so then, I get to Grandpa, and over the summer, I heard a couple references about this Six Flags, and I always questioned,
Yeah.
and I heard they went to Six Flags, and I'm like, where you gonna go look at Six Flags for? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's Six Flags, and you see flags everywhere, you know what I mean? Only to find out it was a big theme park,
Yeah.
and they went without me.
It's not funny.
I'm like, you know what?
Traumatizing.
But I wanted to go to Six Flags too.
Right.
I want to ride the rides too. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like y'all grown ass people.
Yeah.
Y'all done went without me.
Take me with you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I get older. In 24 years, they went to Disney World 3 times without me.
It's crazy, bro. Resentments. I feel you. That's
Yeah.
the same resentment, bro.
So I told this story at the coffee bar the other night.
Yeah.
And the sponsor standing there. He said, that wasn't on your 4-step. I was like, damn it. Yep, more will be revealed. Like,
It's funny you said that, bro. Like when the mother of my kids went, we had been together for like 7 months, maybe about 6 months, something like that. We weren't together for a super long time. I know it was before our daughter was born, and it was right before I went to jail too. So she's like, I could take you with me. I'm like, yeah, take me with you. You know what I mean? I've always wanted to go to Disney World. And then she's like, well, it's just me and my mom going. And at the time, it's not that
That's
me
a
and
no.
her, not that
That's
me
a
and her
no,
had
not no.
issues or nothing like that, but like,
Mom's not paying for the boyfriend to go to
yeah,
Disney World.
facts, like
Yeah.
all that. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Plus, I had just started working at a place called Wiz, they count inventory. So now I'm like, let me come with you. I could just pay my own way now. You know what I mean? I could pay for myself. Well, Mama doesn't want you to be there because she just wants you just to be us. And I'm like,
That's right.
what? Like, you know what I mean? Like now I'm like, what? So I didn't go. I remember I'm on the phone with her. I was headed back to the office from, I think it was a Dollar General. I just got done counting inventory for her. And she's on the phone with me. She's like, oh, I'm having a blast, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, screw you. You know what I'm saying? But then even further, like, I think it was after our son was born. I get a hold of, our daughter, and I'm talking to her, and she's like, we just got back from Disney World, blah, blah, blah. At this time, my daughter's already done went 4 different times. I still haven't gone.
yeah.
Resentment. Like, you know what I mean?
That's real.
My mother was born in Germany and lived in Florida and lived at Disney World.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always wanted to go there. Always wanted to go there. I'm almost 4 years old and I still want to go. Like, I need to go there, bro. It can be real detrimental if I don't get to go.
So, question.
Answer.
Yeah.
When we're It's not a question. It will be a question in a minute. So with what you said,
Mm-hmm.
now I know the answer to that question. Because I had the similar stories. My sons went to Disney World for the first time ever the only time they've ever gone. And it was with my mom. And it was when my CPS case was about to start in Kansas. And my mom had my daughters.
Yeah.
And my grandma had the boys. And then we traded them out. And I was really excited because I thought I was going to get to go.
Mm-hmm.
But I only thought I was going to get to go because dude was gone. The girl's his daddy.
Yeah.
Who was in Kansas for a 2-month period of time when all this went down.
Yeah.
And my mom told me, I'm taking the boys, but I'm not taking you. And the girls are too little, or, well, I can't take, and I wouldn't make him leave the house. Like, you know, she's like, make him leave. I was like, he ain't gonna leave. She's like, you need to make him leave. And I was like, you gotta go. You're gonna make me leave just because your mama said so? I mean, I've dealt with, this has been a long, ongoing thing for years. That 3 different times my mom offered to take me and my sons before the daughter was born. And I said, nope. Because the boyfriend couldn't come. Even if he paid his own way. So then I got married, right? Because now he's not the boyfriend. He's the husband. And they're going on a cruise. And they bought a cruise ticket for just me. So I had to call my mom and be like, not going. And I just, this was right before I relapsed hardcore, actually. I was doing all right. And she's like, we're going. Whatever her in-laws, somebody's paying. So my sisters both went. My brother couldn't go because he was working, but he chose not to go. But both my sisters, my one sister took her girlfriend with her. Janae took her husband with her and was pregnant. I don't remember what was going on. But Brie was invited, but the whole point, this has been the resentment with my mom for years. I mean, with the boys' dad again. I want to go. He can't come. Like, it didn't matter. Didn't matter who it was, right? He's that's a no-go. So Brie is like, I will not be bought. I will not be bribed. I will not, because that was always the comeback. Like, you can leave because your mom's going to get whatever. Like, no, she's not. Nobody's going to bribe me. Like, yes, I took a Disney trip away from my children because of a dude, when I think about it, right? Or going and doing fun things, or living in a house not in my Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
I chose to live in a Jeep in the middle of the winter, very pregnant with a 2-year-old baby.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When I could have lived in my mom's house, but I wouldn't leave the dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then let the 2-year-old baby go stay with her daddy when I couldn't afford a hotel room. Who lived at the heroin dealer's house. Because I didn't want to have to live in the car with me, because we didn't have anywhere warm. She only stayed with me if I had a place to live at for the night. Because the baby I was pregnant with, she's good. She's with me. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we can work this out. We're living in a truck, actually. We lived in the truck because the Jeep broke down. So, that's all things that when I look back now, and I'm like, I don't ever want somebody to have that type of power over my decision making. And I don't know if it was the drugs, because I wasn't always using.
Right.
I was a lot, but I wasn't always.
Right.
It was the how I got in a relationship. How much, because what you said earlier, putting 100% effort into something, but I put 100% of effort into something that I had really no control over, but I thought that I did. If I loved him right, if I stayed, if I did all the things, if I changed how I did the things, if I paid attention to every little thing that would piss him off, so I'd do it a different way, or everything that would make him happy and do it a different way, then this will work. I put 100% effort into something that was, I realize now, was out of my control when I could have put 100% effort into how I was a parent. I could have put 100% effort into finding and keeping my trailer. I did buy that. I bought my trailer with my own money, with my sons, had a car, had a job, part-time, had the money to take care of them after their dad died. And I could have done that at 100% effort at least. But I could not. My mental state was not okay because it was right after their dad died.
Mhm.
And I thought I had to have somebody there because I didn't feel like my worth was of anything.
Right.
So I had to find it in other things. And now in recovery, I'm finding that, down to I won't even get a nice car because I don't deserve to be in a pretty car. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a pretty car. I don't deserve to be in a pretty car. He has other things that are worth more,
Yeah.
but then I'm like, but my kids deserve to be in a pretty car. You know? Like, as you were talking about all the things that we were talking about, damn it. I like where I'm at in recovery today. I like
Yeah.
learning what.
Facts.
I can't even think right now. That totally just took me in a whole other spot. So I'm going to pass on. Somebody else talk. I don't want to cry on the podcast.
Well, I like in recovery now, like being able to set a goal for myself, like going to Disney World. You know what I mean? Or like just anything like that. You know what I mean? Or like, that's like I said, that's something I've always wanted to do. And what better time to do it than, and not just what time better to do it, but with who? You know what I mean? I'm gonna go with a bunch of people that's gonna do some dumb shit while I'm down there. Why not go with a bunch of people that I know is gonna, you know what I mean? We're gonna have a good time without having to do the dumb shit that we do when we're in other places. You know what I mean? Like, and like just like shit like that, like, and then like not to pull us back around to what we were talking about earlier, but like, I was having this conversation with someone last night, like. When I bought my car, I rushed to buy it, because like I needed transportation. You know what I mean? That's what it was. I needed transportation. I took about 20. Well, I don't even think it was 20 minutes. I think it was like a whole 10 minutes worth of like. Okay, this runs. I looked under the hood. Okay, it looks good. Like I didn't actually check anything at all. Nothing. And 30 days after I bought it, I had to put a new transmission in it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't take the time to really look at it. I needed it. I needed something. I got it, and then that's why I'm stuck with it. You know what I mean? And like, I don't regret the past today. I don't regret that car. It is very grateful for that car. It gets me to where I need to go. It does the job, and it does it well. It's just there's things behind it that like I wish I would have taken my time.
Right.
Maybe found something. It don't even have to be like shiny and new, but just something a little bit better, maybe.
Having the ability to know now to take your time.
Yeah.
And pay attention.
Like it's important.
And it's not rushing into anything you want to put.
Yeah, I don't like rushing.
Yeah.
Don't be putting me in a hurry.
Stop it.
But no, like that's exactly it. Like when I had. In 2016, I had bought a cherry red Chrysler 200. Probably the nicest car I've ever owned. Beautiful car. I still miss that car to this day. I wish I had kept it. Had 50,000 miles on it when I bought it. Had 70,000 miles when I sold it. Anyway, I took my time when I bought that car, and I was in addiction. So it's weird for me this time, not being in addiction and literally rushing to get a car. But I'm going to tell you what led me to just rush to find any type of transportation. So I was at a sober living house, and I had been there for like 4 months. When I first got to this sober living house, there was we did the driving. You know what I mean? He didn't have a hired driver that would come in and specifically drive for us to go to class at this time, for us to go drug test at this time, for us to do this at this time. we took the responsibility to drive us to where we needed to go. You know what I mean? And he was building structure at that point. You know, when I started the program, there was 4 or 5 different people that would drive. They would rotate. When I got my license, I became a part of that rotation. A week after I became a part of this rotation, I was the rotation. Everyone else had either left or did their own thing, or they just stopped driving. Someone else started driving, and then he had started work, so he couldn't drive no more. Well, now, because I was the driver, amongst taking everywhere they needed to go, and then after class, not really having time to take a nap, because, you know, I started work as well. I got to drive them where they needed to go. Plus, I had to do drug court things, and I have to go to meetings because, you know, I got to do that for drug court. Plus, I got to do that. So, in between driving everywhere else where they needed to go and having to skip out on class when we got back because I got to take these people where they need to go. You know what I mean? Amongst coming back from class in that morning to, you know, hey, I need you to take me here. Well, have you okayed it? Well, yeah. So I'm going to take you here, and I got to take you here, take them there, go back here, pick you up, take you back, and then I get to take a nap for 5 minutes, and then I have to go to work. I wanted my own transportation. Not saying I didn't like taking people where they needed to go and being the help, but like I said, I was the only driver. You know what I'm saying? That stress that comes upon that right there alone, and I didn't have to. I wanted to help. I wanted to be, you know, I wanted to be of service to somebody else. But then it got to the point where it was like I was being taken advantage of. You know what I mean? And I don't want that. If I have my own ride, can't no one take advantage of me except for me if I allow you to do that, except for me. You know what I mean? So I was about 3 months in. I asked I guess he's the director of the program, I want to buy a car. Will you allow me to have my vehicle here? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, well, listen, I'm not going to pay you rent this week. I'm going to take the money I get from my check and go buy a car, and then I'll double up the rent next week. He's like, cool, do that. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that weekend, Friday came around, got my check. Saturday came around, I was at the car lot. Monday, I bought the car. Saturday, it consisted of, I looked at the car, maybe 10, 15 minutes. I test drove it from where I bought the car, not even 2.5 minutes down the road, and then brought it back. You know what I'm saying? All right, cool. Let me get it, you know? And then a month later. Actually, before a month later, 30 minutes after I bought it, the check engine light pops on. I'm like, what the hell? So I take it back and I'm like, well, there's nothing we can do about it. It wasn't on when you bought it. Are you serious right now? Like that's where we're at. And then a month later, the transmission went out. So they have like a new transmission in it. Since then, the only problem I have is the exhaust leak. But the point I'm getting at is like, if I would have taken the time and done things a little bit differently, I might be in a car that I don't want to say that I want because I wanted that car, but I'll say a car that would be more sustainable.
Yeah.
Than the one I have now.
So the 2021, my grandfather died, and apparently Victoria's Secret stocks paid pretty well, like he had them for a while.
And little Vicky C's.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
So, you know, Mom's let me buy a car, and it took me quite a while to buy that one too. I was all up in the madness. Still took me a while to buy that car. Strictly bought that out of spite. I showed up after work. I had a do-rag on my head. I'm all dirty from work. You know, do not look like somebody gonna buy a car.
Yeah.
He did not want to even talk to me. He did not. I mean, tried to do anything but sell me a car. Then he accused me of smoking in the bathroom, called me a liar, threatened to whoop him right there on the showroom floor. You better find somebody to sell me this car. Looked at her, said, go get the cashier check. We're buying that car. It happened to be a blue Mustang. I did not want a blue Mustang.
Yeah.
Okay? I did not want a Mustang. Impulse.
Yeah.
And bought it strictly out of spite. when I totaled it, it was actually the opposite of the way that I totaled the last one. It took the front end off the car. But you talk about them, that's real withdrawals. Go from a V8 to a 6-cylinder, or like I'm tell you what,
Yeah.
like, and then to hear the rooms go by you all the time, vroom, you know, and I'm like, at one point I actually cried, you know, like I want my car back, you know what I mean, like, so when it come time to get this last one, I think it took me 6 months, bro. Like I looked and I looked and I looked and I test drove and I looked even more and I looked even more. At the time, the car prices was real high. The truck prices was even higher. Everything had just astronomical mileage on it, you know, and they still wanted lots of dollars for them. And when I looked at the price and I looked at the mileage, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Like, I had to get that one.
Yeah.
All right, so, and then I test drove it, and we was getting that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and now I'm in this again. It's way more stressful this time than it ever was than 2 previous times.
Yeah.
Really, I am trying not to buy him another Mustang, okay? I'm really trying not to. All right. Yet to be determined what the final will be. But I strongly feel the need to rewind to this minor event that just occurred. And I am not encouraging to do any further. But one was visibly maybe upset about something, okay, and chose to digress, I'll say, okay. I just kind of spoke on this in a previous meeting, and I feel like when I find myself like that, whatever that is that gets me in such a state, okay, that is the spirit on me. Mm-hmm. The word tells me do not stifle the spirit. Not only that, whatever this event is holds power. Okay. I may not be able to speak at the time,
Yeah.
because you know that
Yeah, that lump.
that stone in my throat.
that lump.
I'm gonna pass. When I can,
Yeah.
I need to revisit that.
Yeah.
I need to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like not all the time, but my emotions today, especially when I'm in the middle of speaking, whether it be happy, joyous, sad, whatnot, them emotions that take place are spirit-led. You know?
Absolutely.
Dear diary, do not stifle the spirit.
Yeah.
I digress.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I'm starving.
Yep. So,
I'm over here bubbling.
gratefuls.
Yeah. Well, since I started off the podcast real ungrateful with the whole work situation, I feel like I go first. I'm grateful that I have a vehicle that I can get back and forth to work. And not just to work, but to meetings and home. I'm grateful that I do, in fact, have a job still, regardless of how it may suck or not. I'm grateful for that job. It does pay the bills whenever I do get to work. I'm grateful that I have a relationship with my higher power, and it's mine. It's not anyone else's, but it's mine. I'm grateful that I woke up today sober, and that I get to go to sleep tonight sober. I'm just grateful to be alive today. That's what I got.
Thank you, Woody.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
My turn.
Yes.
I am grateful to be sitting here with you guys today and to be having a birthday party for my daughter and for the blessings of getting to have them stay with me tonight due to this program. I'm grateful for aha moments that are a little rough.
Yeah.
I still understand at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful to have you guys as my friends and my support and for the rooms that have helped me see things. And for my higher power helping me see myself through his eyes that I don't do often.
Yeah.
That is all.
Thank you,
Thank
Bree.
you, Bree.
Oh, I am thankful for the lungs that God has given me. I'm thankful for the legs and the feet at the end of them that God has given me. I am thankful for the orifice in which my oxygen comes out from lungs inside the chest God has given me. I'm grateful for the brain inside my head that still operates at the capacity at which it does that God has given me, because it came to mind last night. Look, something should not be working. At least one or multiple things should not be working the way that they are, whether they're the legs, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the lungs, whether it's the heart.
Yeah.
Thank God for my heart. Thank God for changing my heart posture today. Thank God, I should be a lot more special than I am.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I should not have the mental capacity of which I do.
Right.
And that just speaks to the miraculous work that God continues to do
Right.
on me, for me, around me, through me. You know what I'm saying? Again, I'm grateful for you two as well, especially you two as well, along with the people I've met in these rooms. Grateful for the rooms of recovery. Grateful for my stomach grumbling.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be dwindling.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a good word.
And I don't even think my stomach grumbled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got past that part.
Nope, I wasn't even wanting no food. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope, where's the next one?
Yeah.
No, what's food? You're eating?
Yeah. Facts.
Put that shit down, it's time. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right?
Yeah.
Grateful's not like it anymore. I'm grateful that I know when I'm hungry. It's time for sustenance, okay? You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful that God's got me in a position today where I have another stressful car hunt, okay? As much as I fuss about it, you know what I'm saying? It is a blessing, you know what I'm saying? There's people that just aren't that fortunate, you know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for Jake and State Farm, you know what I'm saying? Because maybe I wasn't so grateful about them last week, you know what I'm saying? But even though they found that I was at fault, I would implore them to look otherwise, you know what I'm saying? I just don't feel the same, but again, I digress.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Sean. I guess I gotta add two more things in there too. I am grateful for you all, both of you, you know what I mean, and the podcast. And then I'm also grateful for the viewers. Yes. We love you. Alright.
Keep coming back.
It does get better.
Works if you work it. We are not a glum lot. There is fun in recovery.
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Y'all know I swallowed a bunch of synonyms the other day.
Did you?
Yep. I got the sorest throat ever. And with that corny ass joke, we'll close with the wee version of the Serenity Prayer. If you know it, you can follow along.
Alright.
Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can,
and the wisdom
oh, shoot,
no
we're fine.
That's for today.
Talk